Hello, I'm Rebecca from Leo Tree Wellness, and I welcome you to this Essential Oils Made Easy class. Now, this is a class that I love teaching. This is probably the most requested class, and I think that's because we continue to see more and more people showing an interest in natural solutions. So whatever brings you to today's class, I'm glad that you're here. Give it a listen all the way through. It's actually really kind of general information. I'm hoping that this class will pique your curiosity. Perhaps you'll want to learn more about a specific area and how the oils can serve you better, perhaps in areas of digestion or hormone balancing or emotional wellness. We offer classes on all of those things, so I do hope that you'll join us for one of those more specific topics. For today, though, I'm going to be taking you through some real foundational information. So I'm going to share my screen with you just because it's always sort of nice to have something to follow along with. Today's class, as I mentioned before, is called Essential Oils Made Easy. Basically, what we're going to do here together is cover off the three coolest things about essential oils, three ways to use your essential oils, and then ultimately I'll take you through the ways you can bring those oils into your home. So if this information really starts to resonate with you, you'll be most interested in what I share with you at the end on how to bring them into your home. I do always love to touch on the fact that there is an opportunity to share doTERRA with other people as well. I'll give you just a couple of facts about doTERRA at the end of today's class. You can take them for yourself. You can pass them on to friends because I know there's always people looking for opportunities on how to share natural solutions with others. Let's get started into today's discussion. We're going to start with the three coolest things about essential oils. Just trying to move myself out of the way so you can see the screen as best as possible. The first cool thing that you need to know about essential oils, and this is really the most important thing, is that they are 100% safe and natural. There are no side effects associated with using essential oils when they're therapeutic quality, like doTERRA's. There's also no risk of addiction. And this is very important because many of us are bringing the oils into our homes rather, with the intention of using them as therapy or as medicine. They are plant life, but they are also important elements in our medical care, our health care. What essential oils actually are extracts from plant life. So basically, the essential oil that you're smelling from the bottle was a part of a plant in some way. So it could have been part of the blossom, the bark, the leaves, the stems, you name it. They come from a variety of places on the plant. And basically, the essential oil, when it lives in the plant, is the defense mechanism of plant life. It is how the plant survives in nature. And now we're harnessing that for our own healthcare benefits. You should know that doTERRA's essential oils come with a certification that, for short, we call CPTG. The longer version of that is Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oils, and that's something you're really going to want to become familiar with. You'll find that on every bottle of doTERRA's essential oils, and what it means is that exact oil, that batch that you're holding in your hand, has been tested at least 54 different ways, and it's been tested for its potency and its purity. This is really key, particularly when you're bringing this into your world to use as therapy. You need to be able to rely on the purity, of course, and you want to rely on the potency of the product because this can be used on all members of the family. From babies to the elderly, everyone can use essential oils. There's some safety precautions for sure that we'll talk about in the ways we use the oils. But it's important for you to know that label of CPTG and all of the testing that goes into it to ensure that there are no pesticides, no residues, no contaminants of any kind that can create harm within the body. Very important to know. I know that. The oils are actually 50 to 70 times more potent than their herbal counterpart. So if you're somebody who likes to enjoy tea, as an example, you are ingesting plants in their herbal form. So let me give you some color around that. A cup of peppermint tea, 28 cups of them actually, is the equivalent of 1 drop of doTERRA peppermint essential oil. So pretty significant in terms of the potency, very important to remember in terms of usage as well, that we'll talk about. Speaking of peppermint, if we were together right now, I take a lot of joy in passing the bottle of peppermint around the room, because people take the lid off, and whether they choose to use it on their skin or breathe it in or whatever, they are experiencing the peppermint as soon as it comes around the room and the lid comes off, because it's that pure and that potent. It has the ability to be very energizing. I often will diffuse this in the afternoon in my home alongside some wild orange, beautiful for a pick-me-up. It promotes clear breathing. It cools the body down. That's an important thing to remember. And it can relieve head tension. So there's 3 different ways you can use peppermint. You can use it, you can breathe it in, so aromatically. You can use it topically. And I love when it comes around the room. I always encourage people, put a drop in the palm of your hand. Smell it, of course, you won't need to get too close, but take that same drop and apply it maybe to the temples or the back of the neck. Within a really I don't want to say immediately, but almost immediately, you start experiencing the cooling sensation associated with that topical application. Then it gets really fun. I'm always like, go back to that drop that you put in the palm of your hand, swipe your finger in it, and swipe it on the roof of your mouth. That's really a moment where people become very aware of how amazing these oils really are, because it opens up the airways. It cools the mouth down. It's very energizing. It's just a brilliant experience. So if you've yet to try essential oils, and you need to reach out to me, and we can work on an essential oil sample that meets your needs. But oftentimes you'll receive a sample of peppermint, because I love the experience that it offers to so many people. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils, is that they are safe. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they are very effective. So not only are they CPTG certified, and now you know that that stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, we also know that the second coolest thing about essential oils is that they're very effective. In fact, more effective than modern approaches to health problems. And I know that that's a bold statement, but hear me out on this one. We know that essential oils can permeate the cell membrane. So what do I mean by that? Our bodies are actually made up of 75 trillion different cells. And what we know about those cells is that they are all coated with an oily cell membrane. And the cell membrane coats that cell to protect it from invaders like a virus and bacteria and things of that nature. And I apologize to all of you who have a medical background, because I know this is a really simple way of describing this, but it really helps us all understand what I mean by essential oils being more effective. That oily cell membrane is protecting. We know that bacteria likes to live on the outside of a cell typically, but virus is a little trickier, and it lives on the inside of the cell with that cell, the oily cell membrane coating it. When you visit your physician and you present with a bacterial infection, chances are you get an antibiotic of some kind, you take it for 7 to 10 days. It does the job, but it can also cause some side effects, gut issues, hormone imbalancing. Sometimes it can suppress immunity, which nobody needs. So you might not be able to see the side effects, but they do in fact exist. Sometimes you do see the side effects, and there's a whole host of those as well. So while they work, they do create side effects. Now let's take a viral infection along that same idea. You visit your physician, and oftentimes you've got a cold or a flu. Your doctor's basically going to send you home and say, get lots of rest, drink lots of fluids, and that whole thing. Maybe you've been there before and you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is because the virus, as we talked about before, lives on the inside of the cell, and it's protected by that oily cell membrane. Most prescription medications in our modern world are made of a water-based synthetic molecule. So we know water and oil don't mix. So to get water to penetrate an oily cell membrane is not going to happen with very much ease. In fact, it's not going to happen at all. And this is where things get really different. And I'm excited for you to learn this because essential oils, they are oily. So they do permeate that oily cell membrane that is coating each of the cells where the virus is hiding inside. They can permeate the cell membrane. They can get inside the cell where the virus lives. Also, they can kill the bacteria on the outside, but they can get on the inside where prescription medications cannot. The best thing is that it gets in there. It has antiviral properties. It has antibacterial properties. It also doesn't create any side effects, and there's no risk of addiction. So not only does the essential oil permeate that cell membrane, it goes to work on bacteria and virus, but it also doesn't create any of the side effects that are known to be associated with prescription medication, and there's no risk of addiction. So when I say that they're more effective than modern approaches today, I hope that that example really illustrates why I say that. On Guard is actually one of the blends that has always been wildly popular amongst doTERRA users. And as of late, with all of the challenges that we've had from a health perspective, On Guard has increased in popularity like 100-fold. It's crazy how people are really becoming aware of how effective using essential oils can be in being proactive about healthcare. On Guard, I love it. It's not a singular ingredient. It's a combination of rosemary and wild orange, cinnamon, and clove. When they're combined together, they work synergistically and have some amazing immune benefits. So the On Guard blend promotes healthy immune function, can support a sore throat, and is great for cleaning your home and cleaning your hands. I have all kinds of great recipes I can share with you. Basically, think of On Guard as your immune support. And really effective at making sure that surfaces, including hands and countertops, the whole bit, are all conquered with the doTERRA blend, the On Guard blend, I should say. All right, so that's the second cool thing about them, is that they're effective. So now we know safe and effective. Let's move on to the third cool thing about essential oils, and that is that they are more affordable in many cases than modern healthcare today. And I say this as a Canadian who doesn't pay for my actual visit to the doctor, but there are still costs associated. If you're living in other parts of the world, I know you're even paying for the visit itself. So add that cost onto it as well. But for today, I'm going to speak from my own perspective. I know that when I am using traditional medical care, if someone in my family was unwell and I took them to the doctor, I would need to take a morning or an afternoon off work, which is costly to me. Okay. I also need to put gas in my car to get to that doctor's appointment. Again, that's another cost. These are things we don't always think about, but we can think about when we're exploring the viability of using essential oils in our home. In our place, like in our home, we have saved, I would say it's hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in healthcare because we employ the oils in so many different ways. So all those costs add up, and we didn't even talk about the cost associated with going to the doctor, getting a prescription causing side effects. Maybe you need a probiotic, for example, to offset some of the gut issues that the prescription medication can cause. Now you need, 14 days worth of a probiotic. You can see where I'm going with this. There are costs associated with traditional medical care. Whereas with doTERRA, the example I love to share is this. My daughter, competitive swimmer, has often experienced water in the ears. She gets like that swimmer's ear or an ear infection. And instead of needing to visit the doctor, which can be costly to me, but can also burden our healthcare system, we just don't need that right now for minor things that we are in fact able to care for at home. Instead of visiting the doctor, what I do is I would use 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of tea tree oil. I would massage it around her ear, not in her ear, but around her ear and down her neck, massage it in, and I would put her to bed because we know that sleep and rest is incredibly healing. We know that the oils are going to work both on an antiviral and an antibacterial level. And in the morning, it has been my experience every time that she wakes up and her situation has been completely taken care of. So that little concoction cost me 64 cents, and I had the solution right in my home. So not only is it incredibly affordable, but the peace of mind of knowing you have solutions in your home is like nothing I can describe to you. It's truly priceless. I have a picture of lavender here in this situation because I love lavender for all of its calming effects. It's calming for the mind, calming for the skin, calming for seasonal allergies. Just think of lavender as calming for everything. We refer to lavender oftentimes as the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because it can do so many things, but it all boils down to its ability to calm whatever situation it finds itself in. So those are the three cool things about the oils. They're safe, they're effective, and they are affordable. Let's move on now to three more things, and that is the three ways that you can use your essential oils. We all know that you can use essential oils aromatically. In fact, it's probably the most popular way that people begin using their essential oils. We do this because when we inhale those essential oils, they have a positive effect on our mood, they can cleanse our airways, and they support the respiratory system. I have often had people say to me, how can it be that effective? Like, is it really therapy kind of thing? And I always love to share with them this idea that, of course, it is incredibly powerful. In fact, our sense of smell, our olfactory system, is 1,000 times more sensitive than our other senses. And it is a direct access path to the limbic part of our brain, where the emotional side of us resides. We also have the ability to send messages to the entire body simply by breathing in the essential oils. Here's what I mean by this. Here's the way it works, rather, as a great analogy. If you've ever had surgery or know someone who's had an operation, you know that they go into the operating room and typically have to be put out or knocked out, whatever language you like to use. They have to be put under. Typically, you don't get a pill or an injection for that. Instead, you get a mask that's placed over your face, and you're encouraged to breathe in these molecules. So it works the same way. It is being sent through the olfactory system, which is your sense of smell, direct access path to the limbic part of the brain, where from there, messages are sent out to all kinds of access points throughout the entire body. In this example, the message is, let's shut things down. Something big is about to happen here. We need to calm everything down. Essential oils, breathing them in aromatically, works the exact same way. You breathe in lavender or peppermint or any of the oils as an example. It takes the same path and works the same way. The only difference is you're breathing in a natural compound versus a synthetic compound. No side effects. Sometimes some side effects. Those are the differences. So it's up to you ultimately to choose, but I hope that we're presenting some real key considerations for moving into this more natural approach. So with the oils, as I mentioned, you breathe it in, it's access to the brain then sends messages out to the remainder of the body, sometimes to pep it up, sometimes to slow it down. Regardless, the message is received and a reaction happens in the body. So yes, essential oils used aromatically are unbelievably powerful. The second way you can use your oils is topically. And remember in the beginning, I said everyone in the family can use them, babies to the elderly. Here's where I want to get really specific about how they should use the oils to avoid sensitivity in particular. You don't want any kind of reaction. You want the oils to go to work, do what they need to do, and not cause any kind of complication against the skin, right? Some people are just more sensitive, more delicate to this. And that is oftentimes babies or seniors. Skin is just a little bit thinner. So what you need to remember is that dilution is key when using essential oils topically. So you can dilute with lots of things. Basically, dilution means you're adding a carrier oil avocado oil, fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil. You get to choose. There's no right or wrong with this, but you add it to the essential oil. The essential oil is then, it slows down the absorption on the skin, so it creates less opportunity for sensitivity, and it gets absorbed better. So really, even if you're not sensitive, using a carrier oil, if you're going to use your oils topically, is a wise thing to do. Now, where should you apply it on the body? Well, if you're experiencing pain, you can apply it directly to the area. So a sore elbow, you apply your diluted essential oil directly to the area and let it go to work. If you're experiencing digestive discomfort, you can apply the essential oil diluted across the abdominal area. There's also another cool thing that you might not have heard of before, and this can be used for whatever reason you're using your oils, and that is to apply the essential oils to the bottoms of the feet, of course diluted, but the bottoms of the feet have these nice big pores that are just, they're waiting to absorb whatever they come into contact with. And here's your opportunity to give the body access to the essential oils through applying them on the feet. Super cool. You got to give that one a try. The third way that you can use your essential oils is internally. And this might be new to you because all along you've likely been taught not to use essential oils internally. But remember, doTERRA is a company unlike any other. First of all, we're the only ones to be CPTG certified, meaning that we know what's in the bottles. We know exactly what's in each and every bottle. We also know what's not in the bottle of essential oil. So taking them internally, we are 100% positive of what we're encouraging you to take. And the bottom line is this: there are many benefits to using essential oils internally, but people are not sure how they go about doing that. So I'm going to share three ways with you. The first way is to use it in your water. So citrus oils are perfect in this situation. So wild orange, grapefruit, lemon, these are great added to a glass of water, and then you just consume it that way. Delicious too. Probably will encourage you to drink more water. The second way is with a veggie cap. And this is actually really cool because doTERRA carries a veggie capsule. I want you to think of like a supplement. Think of a supplement that breaks open, has nothing inside. You apply the essential oil inside, the one of your choice, close it back up, and consume it like you would any other supplement. That's a great way for internal usage. And the third way, there are several of them, like frankincense and copaiba, for example, that can be used with a drop directly under the tongue. Lots of capillaries there to absorb that essential oil and give it access throughout your entire body. So those are the three ways that you can use your essential oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. We're going to move on, and I'm just going to highlight some of our most popular essential oils. I do this because in a moment I'm going to share with you some of the starter kits, and these are always the favorite way for people to get started using their essential oils, like bringing the toolkit into their home. So each of these oils that I'm speaking to, you'll probably find in the starter kit, okay? Or if you see nothing that really resonates with what your health goals are, then the great thing is we can customize a kit for you. So do keep that in mind. I'll move along. We're going to start things off with lemon. If I haven't already mentioned it, I think I did in the water. This is, it's just bottom line, great for cleansing the body, cleanser for the home. These essential oils will fascinate you in all of the different areas of your life that you can use them in. The same bottle for so many different things. The little icons here, I want to point that out. A, T, and I stand for aromatic, topical, and internal. So they suggest the ways that the essential oil can be used, if you're following along with that. Frankincense is the oil that actually drew me to doTERRA. It promotes calm feelings. It is incredible anti-aging. You can add it to your skincare routine because it helps cells turn over. It's really wonderful for creating a rejuvenated look. And basically it helps cells perform optimally. There's so much more I could say about frankincense, but I will leave this in your capable hands. If you're a science-minded person and you want to do some research independently, check out a website called PubMed, PUBMED, and you can key in, kind of like a search, you can key in doTERRA frankincense and discover all of the really powerful ways that frankincense can be used. Or if you'd like to book a one-on-one consultation, we can talk more about the ways frankincense can be directly applied to meet your specific health goals. DigestZen. You won't need this one every day, is my hope, but when you do need it, you will be so grateful that you have it in your home. In Canada, we call this one Zengest, but it's the same oil. It supports all things digestive. So from constipation to diarrhea, motion sickness, heartburn, you name it. This is the essential oil blend that you'll be reaching for. It's very powerful. I don't know anyone who has brought this into their home and not had a moment where they were super grateful that they had it. Deep Blue, this is our pain support blend. So this one helps soothe achy muscles and joints. It helps ease head tension. So if you're a headache sufferer, you'll really appreciate the benefits that Deep Blue has to offer. Breathe. Again, this one goes by a little different name in Canada. We call it Easy Air, but it's the exact same blend. And this one is superb. This is our respiratory blend. So in saying that, it is great for helping lungs and sinuses. It promotes clear breathing day and night. It's one of the first oils that we started using really regularly in our home. We have a son who had asthmatic symptoms, and just with seasonal threats, it was just always nice to have Breathe diffusing in the diffusers, particularly at night. Wild Orange is an oil I'm bonkers over, genuinely. I find this to be an oil that is so uplifting, energizing, great for using in the kitchen, great for so many things, and has deep cleansing and immune boosting properties. I just love it. Adaptive, relatively new to doTERRA's collection. It has 2 other partner products, but this is the oil version of Adaptive. And this one was created to be very supportive of mental well-being. So I use this one on a daily basis. We diffuse it. I use some of the partner products as well. It helps keep you calm without making you feel sleepy. You feel very alert, but very relaxed. Copaiba, a wonderful, wonderful oil for soothing aches and pains, helping you settle down for nighttime. I know that's specifically what we use it for in our home, both my husband and I, and it helps calm the central nervous system down, similar to the way lavender will behave. And you'll notice that many of the oils kind of overlap in what their abilities are. Imagine when you pair them together, which is what many of our suggestions will offer to you, the power that is provided by blending some of these oils. The synergistic power of them is phenomenal. Citrus Bliss was my first love with essential oils. I discovered this one. It is a blend. It has vanilla bean. It is wild orange. It is just a pure delight to use this one. Great for mood management. Great to use as a like a pure version of a perfume. Absolutely beautiful in a diffuser. And those, like I said, I share those oils with you because most often those ones are found in many of our starter kits, which I'll get to in just a moment. So I would love for you just to pause while I get a drink of water here and consider what your top 3 health concerns are. Everyone's different, but I often hear of things like I'm looking to improve my sleep or looking to improve my stress levels. I would love to support my children's emotional well-being. So sometimes your health priorities aren't specific to you, but they're still your goal because you're supporting someone else in achieving them. Hope that makes sense. So give some consideration to your top 3. Now, the reason I encourage you to think about them or write them down or type them out is I would love for you to then think to yourself, what would my life be like if I didn't have those concerns? If I was sleeping better, if my child's emotional well-being was as strong as I'd like for it to be, if my digestion was on track, if my energy was where I needed it to be. All of these considerations are really powerful because we want to live an optimal life. And sometimes I think many of us don't know what living optimally even is. So, if we can uncover some of those solutions in a really simple way that involves using essential oils, let's go for it. Let's book a wellness consultation, you and I, where we can go through your specific goals, talk about the protocols that match where you're going, and let's get achieving some of those results for you. Before we can really say that we've attended an Essential Oils Made Easy class and kind of understand the basics, I have to call out our number one selling product, which isn't even an oil at all. It's our supplements collection. So you need to know about this. It's called Lifelong Vitality Supplements. Some of our starter kits actually include Lifelong Vitality. Many people will start within the first few months using this because, like I said, we all want to feel optimal. The supplements provide the foundation for optimal health. Your essential oils are phenomenal. There's no question about it, but they will work their best when you've got a solid foundation. Now, here's what you ultimately need to know. I won't get into the science of the Lifelong Vitality supplements. What I would love for you to know is that if you're someone who suffers from pain or lack of energy, those are two of the areas that they target. So they fill in all of the nutritional gaps that I am going to say all of us experience. Even if you're a clean eater, many of our foods are devoid of all of the nutrients that we require to live an optimal life. So supplementing has really become a way of life for so many people who have genuine health interests and have these goals for themselves like you do. So the other piece is this. You can try this risk-free because doTERRA is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee when you try Lifelong Vitality supplements. If you don't experience the results that they describe and you've used the entire package, which is a month's worth of a trial basically, you can get your money back. So there's virtually no risk in trying these out. Even if you are already a supplementer, I would encourage you. You're kind of like the perfect person to try this because you have a benchmark, you have like a framework, you know how your supplements work, you can kind of see, how these work better or differently or whatever the case may be. But I wanted you to know about Lifelong Vitality because they are, in fact, our very best selling product for good reasons. Okay, so I promised you I would show you, after telling you the 3 coolest things about the oils, the 3 ways to use them, promised you that I would let you in on the 3 ways that you could get started with your oils. That is to say, how do you actually purchase the oils? The first way is through retail, which I don't encourage because it's actually the most expensive way to get started. You'll only really likely see this in a professional setting, like maybe at your chiropractor's office or in a salon. That's full retail price, and there's no need to spend full retail because there's another option called wholesale member. And this is really fun. Best way for me to describe this is like a Costco membership. So if you're familiar with Costco, you pay a fee to be a member, and then you have access to really cool products, like exclusive kinds of things, right? And you always get a discount on it. You always get wholesale price. So that's the way the wholesale membership works. If you're in Canada, that price is $42 to become a member. In the US, it's $35 US. So think about that for a moment. But I'm going to move on because I have the best offer. So a way for you to become a wholesale member without having to pay the wholesale member fee. Okay. And that is through our starter kits. It is the absolute best way because anytime you bundle products, you're always getting a better value, right? So here's what I mean by this. Plus you have an opportunity to earn points, and there's just all kinds of good stuff associated with becoming a member through our starter kits. But before we get started on that, I want you to know what you can expect from me because it is actually very important to me. I have been working alongside doTERRA now for a little more than 6 years. I have brought many families into the fold using essential oils and continuing to have awesome benefits from them. And I really pride myself on making myself available to you as a resource, pointing you in the direction of where you need to go for what you want to know. So you'll receive a welcome packet from me for sure when you get started. You'll also receive an invitation to have a personal consultation. I've mentioned it a couple times already. You get access to our VIP education groups, and that's totally free. You can take it at your leisure. But the cool thing is you get this free education. There's an opportunity to earn prizes just by listening and participating. That in and of itself is really pretty cool. You have access to all of our community events and giveaways, and you get ongoing support. So if that resonates with you, you don't find that in a lot of places. So I really do like to call it out because it's a special advantage becoming a member together. So let's show off some of these awesome starter kits. Now, in the US and in Canada, sometimes our kits are just a little bit different. So I'm flashing up a few of these knowing that you might be watching from a different part of the world, but I want to give you an idea of what collections in doTERRA world really look like. Here's a great example of a starter kit. It's called the Healthy Start. This one comes with a small diffuser called the Brevi, and it comes with 10 of our top oils. The difference between this collection and any of the others is that these bottles are quite small. They're the little guys, the 5 ml bottles. So I like to call this one the ultimate sampler. So there's about 80 drops in each of those bottles. So lots of usage, of course, but really exposes you to what some of the top oils are able to do in your home. This next kit is the Healthy Habits kit, and this one I really believe is for the person who is in the process of doing that lifestyle change, who is deep in throes of, transforming the way they live their lives. They're into this optimal living lifestyle. Lifelong Vitality is included in here, along with our digestive enzymes, probiotics if you're in the US, veggie caps if you're in Canada, and the price is reflected in the difference there. You get 5 of our top selling oils, as well as a tube of the Deep Blue Rub, which you'll remember is terrific for being supportive of achy muscles and joints and that kind of thing, tension basically. This is the kit I started with way back when, and I have a little bit of a bias to it because it supported me in so many different ways. I feel like this is the one that I always want to tell people about, is the Healthy Essentials kit. 10 of our top oils, a little bit bigger diffuser. You'll notice the bottles are no longer 5 mils, they're 15 mils, which is 250 drops. You guys, this is the way to go. I love that ultimate sampler, but really any of the other starter kits that are full-size bottles, that's where you get your value baked into getting started, okay? And all of these kits I'm showing you, you would not pay a wholesale membership fee on top. It's not something you pay for when you start with a starter kit. That's the advantage. The Healthy Home kit. You're ready to kick the curb to all those products that have skulls and crossbones on them. You're done with, getting headaches on cleaning day. You're done with noticing your kids having this chronic cough. You just want to ditch the products that are complicating or burdening your body. This Healthy Home kit is wonderful because it replaces many of the personal as well as household items. And the Natural Solution kit, this is our biggest guy. This one has a variety of essential oils, personal care products, home products, for ditching the toxic products. You've got a case to keep your oils. There's a diffuser. It's basically the whole kit and caboodle. So I wanted to share that with you too, so that you knew it was available. And then shifting gears completely, if you want to customize a kit, like I suggested earlier, I would suggest you do it with this as the starting point. Because it's a starter kit, you don't pay the wholesale fee, the 42 in Canada or 35 in the US. But you start with these 4 simple products: Deep Blue for targeting pain relief, Lemon for targeting detox, On Guard for targeting immunity, Serenity for targeting sleep. Okay, so now you've got 4 of the pillars of health. Now you add on to that to customize. But the brilliance is that you've got your 4 big guys covered. You don't pay your membership fee, but you add on to that. And the reason I say you need to add on is because there's bonuses when you spend a certain amount. Let me see if it's the next thing. It's not the next thing, but I'll come back to it in a moment. We also have a kids collection. So if you're new to this whole doTERRA experience, we need to let you know that there is an entire kids collection. Was designed with kids in mind. It's not exclusive for kids. Lord knows I use this collection maybe more than any of the other rollers. I love it, but it is in fact available as well. The reason I mentioned adding on and spending a certain amount when you get started is because not only do you get value baked into the starter kit, but you automatically start gaining extra products. So in October, a few of my colleagues are participating in a program called Silver Club. And if you spend a minimum of 100 PV on your starter kit, so that was basically all of those kits except for the last one that you'd have to customize to get to 100. You will also get the Easy Air Respiratory Blend in the roller bottle format. I'm telling you, this is a godsend because you put this in your purse, you put this in your kid's lunch bag, you put this wherever you're going to be going, opens up the airways, easy to use, pre-diluted so the kids can use this as well. It is a phenomenal tool to have at your disposal, and you would get it free when you spend 100 PV or more. So that's super cool. So that's why I wanted you to know about that. Additionally, the next tier would be spend 200 PV. And I should tell you what PV means, right? PV stands for product value. So there's a price on every product and there's a PV value associated with it. If you're listening to me from the US, in most cases, those are the same. So if it's $10, it's 10 PV. If you're listening to me from Canada or anywhere else in the world, chances are the cost of the product is more than the PV. Not by a ton, but let me give you an idea. It's $10, maybe 7 or 8 PV. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. So when you spend 200 PV, so again, that was most of those starter kits, which already you're saving because you're not paying the membership fee. You're going to get the roller of the Easy Air or Breathe that I showed you before. And this month only in October 2020, you will get 4, I've never seen this before, 4 additional products. And these are must-haves in every home. Trust me, I swear on this. The Digest Zen tablets, like the little supplements. Remember I talked about Digest Zen, the oil, how it's great for all things related to digestion? You guys, it comes in a supplement form. It is one of the single best things that you can have in your medicine cabinet. I swear on it. I have a son who experiences digestive discomfort quite often, and this has been amazing to know that I don't have to worry about negative impact from him using a product, but he gets relief and no side effects. The next product that you see there is a roller bottle. It's called Tamer. This is my daughter's ultimate favorite product from doTERRA. Again, this is related to digestion. This is superb for rolling over their abdomen. So my daughter's she's 9 years old now, just turned 9. She rolls this on her abdomen whenever she's experiencing digestive discomfort of any kind. The best part of this is that we keep her bottle beside her bed. We empower her to take her own healthcare into her own hands. So it's pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil, so I don't have to worry that she's not using it properly because she is. She rolls it on her abdomen, sometimes on the bottoms of the feet, and she gets the relief that she's looking for. You get that free too. You also get the roller bottle called Calmer, and this is anytime you need to just chill, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling restless before you head to bed, Calmer is what you're gonna go for. You're gonna roll it on your pulse points, you're gonna roll it on the bottoms of the feet, you might roll it across your pillowcase. All the options are gonna be up to you. Last but not least, you're gonna receive a free 15 ml bottle of peppermint. Now I know in most of your starter kits, you're probably gonna get a 15 ml bottle of peppermint anyhow, but you're gonna get this one free. And trust me, friends, peppermint, lemon, and lavender, almost every household that I've helped bring the essential oils into, those are the 3 oils that they go through the quickest. So you'll be very grateful for that spare bottle of peppermint when you go through your first one. All 4 of those products come free when you spend 200 PV or more. Plus, you get the Easy Air Roller. You're getting 5 free products when you spend 200 PV or more. Plus you get a welcome packet from me, and I'm not giving away any surprises, but there's usually some fun stuff in your welcome packet as well, just saying. So I think we're just about ready to wrap up. If you have questions, you want to book a consult, you want to ask about specific kits, for the country that you're living in, text me. You can do that at 519-200-9185. Okay? So again, it's 519-200-9185. I feel like I just sounded like a commercial doing that. But you can text me. I'd love to know what your individual needs are and help you find a way to reach the goals that you're aiming at. If you'd love to host a class, so you've listened to this and you think, I got a whole bunch of people that could probably really benefit from this, let's get a bunch of your friends together virtually and let's host a class for them. We can make it specific, or we can do it just like what we've shared here together today. But I'll tell you this, for every person who attends, I'm going to send you a sample. So if you have 2 people that come to the class virtually, I'm going to send you this cute little sample carrying case with 2 samples, maybe On Guard, Citrus Bliss, whatever. But if you have 8 people, I'm going to fill that whole thing for you. So you'll get that sent out to you just for being the host. They are super cool. They're like these cute little kind of like wallet size samplers. You hook it on your purse, on your backpack, stick it on your kids' stuff, or whatever you choose to do with it. But that is a free gift just for saying yes and bringing a few friends together. I don't want to get in too much to the business side of doTERRA because you've already taken in a ton of info about the oils, but I will leave you with this because it's important for you to know. If doTERRA is one of those companies that keep popping up, you keep hearing about it in your life, you've listened to the class and you think, yeah, this kind of confirms everything I have thought, you may want to give some consideration to what it would be like to share it with other people, because it's really easy. It's really easy to say, oh yeah, we've been using On Guard, here's how you do it. That's sharing the oils. It's not starting a business or anything like that, but it's sharing the oils. And why wouldn't you share something that you are having success with in your own home? Here's a few things about doTERRA that you should know. First of all, we're the largest essential oils company in the world now. We work directly with our farmers. There are no middlemen. The farming communities that we partner with around the world to access our raw materials, there are relationships built with these people. So the beautiful oils that we receive as the customers, there's an equally beautiful experience happening on the other side of the bottle. I know this from personal experience, having traveled to Guatemala with my husband to spend time with the farming communities as they planted and grew and harvested and distilled cardamom. I had an up close and personal opportunity to really witness what that whole process was like, and it was like a game changer, a life changer, truly. So there are relationships there. These farmers are paid fair wages, they're paid on time, sometimes they're prepaid, when they're waiting for crops to progress and that kind of thing. So sustainability is key. Building relationships is key. Our compensation plan is genius. So all of the money that you don't see doTERRA investing in marketing, so you're not flipping through magazines and seeing ads or billboards anywhere, all of that type of money gets redirected into the places where it matters most. That's wellness advocates like myself. It's also into research that needs to happen in order for doctors and hospitals worldwide to continue integrating doTERRA into their facilities. They're starting all over North America, and it is really critical that we keep that momentum going. We have an incredible ownership team who listen to what's going on in our world and what we need from doTERRA. We are a debt-free company with no outside funding. Why is this important? This is important because when you don't owe money, you can use your profits in the places that I mentioned before, research and in people. And that only produces beautiful outcome. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that some of those facts about doTERRA will really resonate with you. I want to thank you for watching today's class all the way to the end. You made it. I knew I could do it in less than an hour. But again, if you want to book a class, book a consultation, you're ready to get started with your oils, it's as simple as reaching out, and I will be as supportive to you as you need for me to be. Basically, I like to be available to you. This is my primary goal, is to make sure that you feel well supported and very confident in bringing oils into your life. So until we have an opportunity to speak one-on-one, I'm going to wish you good health, and I'm going to hope that we are in touch very, very soon. Thank you, everyone. Take care.